How I get it?
Die young and go to heaven, or live long enough to be a legend. They gon' know my name. I thank God, cause I could've been a felon. Instead, I'ma make it off these records. They gon' feeling free as a butterfly. I'm nothing like these other guys. I can't go to sleep until the sun arise. It was dog eat dog and we was puppy size. I can't stop till a Benz is my mother's ride. Cause I seen the most pain in my mother's eyes. They tried to kill us but we fought back. Thought that my demise and mortality be publicized, but never be a victim to the summertime. I seen them die over conversation, and I heard pastors lie to the congregation. Consequences to your actions and all your statements make you recognize the power in them contemplations. I was a stone throw from heaven's gates. I was living fast and felt my weakest on the 7th day. Die young, I have the whole world know my name. I'ma be a legend either way. Die young and go to heaven, or live long enough to be a legend. They gon' know my name. I thank God, cause I could've been a felon. Instead, I'ma make it off these records. They gon' know my name. Yeah, I done had a really bad year. Still living better than last year. None of these can see me, I'm moving fast here. Keep a carbon with me in case he want clash here. Yellow shawty bad, but I don't sweat her, no cashmere. She let me dip off in that like a pashmere. I had to kick her out the spot. She seen the cash here. Hope she don't think she got the drop, cause it's a lot of gas here. Yeah, I ain't rocking with these groupies. Been locked in, spend my nights inside the studio. Pen dropped in, dropping dimes, Ricky Rubio. 3, 2, 1, it could go down like arpeggios. I ain't messing with these petty. I'm just trying to get some richer friends and some preppy clothes. Remember I was young and how I used to rock the big jabos. They gon' know my name and see me in them videos. Die young and go to heaven, or live long enough to be a legend. They gon' know my name. I thank God, cause I could've been a felon. Instead, I'ma make it off these records. They gon' know my name. Die young and go to heaven, or live long enough to be a legend. They gon' know my name. I thank God, cause I could've been a felon. Instead, I'ma make it off these records. They gon' know my name.
And we are back. I'd like to welcome you back. And if this is your first time, then we'd like to welcome you to the YSO Podcast. You already know what it is, it's your boy, the MC, so fresh, so clean, can't be touched and can't be handled, aka God's favorite, Emmanuel Lion. But you know what I mean? That right there, was just the newest single from myself, Saint Even, featuring the person below me. I hope it looked the same on everybody's computer.
Yeah,
yeah. Drew, aka Christopher Knox. You know what I mean? That's that Glory Be to God, my new single that I dropped on the very first day of the year. You know what I mean? It was the first song I released in 2 years, and so you had to get a YSO fam. Just a little snapper. But if you want the whole thing, go wherever you listen to, stream and download music. Go search that Saint Even, Glory Be to God. Run them streams up, run up them downloads, run up them saves. Put some green into the young black man pocket. We get like a 13th of a cent each stream. So stream it 1,000 times to give us $1 at least.
Hey,
and that's what it is.
I think.
But we back, man. Happy New Year to the viewers, man. It's the first show of 2021, man. How y'all feeling?
It's lit. We back like we forgot our car keys. We got a new face to the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself, ma'am.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Hannah. I'm back here again. First show of the year. Yes,
You're back here again.
yes. I was on here last time. So I'm back again.
But you wasn't like you wasn't like on here. You
you wasn't really
here.
How many times did you skip?
We ain't gotta talk about that. We gonna tell y'all later. They gonna find that out on like her third episode. We ain't gonna do it till this early.
Facts.
Nah, I like how she got.
You're welcome, Hannah.
I like how she got a bang to cover her forehead though. It's so cute.
Yo, hey, I ain't gonna lie. This whole time I was looking at her, I was like, she thinks she's slick because she got her hair down. Nah, we coming for it. And I'm glad you said that. But Hannah, we are so happy to have you added to the team finally. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, tell everybody how old you are, a little bit about yourself, and like a short little synopsis.
Okay, sure. I am 18, about to be 19 on Tuesday. I also do YouTube in college.
What's your major?
Oh, my major is exercise science. Since we
cool. Cool. Definitely fits.
Beautiful.
You
science, something I don't do. All right, yes, absolutely. Hey man, you know what I mean? Like the team said, you know what I mean? Hannah, new co-host, you know what I mean? We done known this for a while. We've been, letting you guys know. She let y'all know on the New Year's, end of the year special. But now, as my mom said in the comments, it's officially official. Hannah is the newest co-host on the YSO podcast, you know what I mean? And she here to not only provide her perspective, but balance out them numbers a bit, you know what I mean? Ashton was holding it down for the women for a long time, you know what I mean? Giving us
mad outnumbered
view into the female mind. Mad outnumbered, And so now we got another woman to not make sense with her because
wow, run it back. Fine. No, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? She wasn't the only woman, you know what I'm saying? We did have, the most wonderful Amber Lyons on the team as well, but she's just I don't want to call her outdated. She's just Ashley got a different perspective. Ashley has a different perspective on life because of the time in which she was born. You know what I'm saying?
It was OG views, OG vibes.
Right. We definitely appreciate the wisdom that comes with being seasoned. You feel me? That's you know what I'm saying. She is seasoned. That's what she is. You heard?
Oh man, that's hilarious. She probably typing in the chat right now.
She's right there.
You know that cat gif when it's like that's not the end right now. But how was everybody's New Year? What y'all do for New Year's?
I was cool.
My New Year's Day was boring.
I was
in the crib doing nothing.
So yeah, Ashton was in the tropics. She was She was eating fresh coconut.
Mm-hmm.
Going ATV riding.
Very IG model with rapper and Turks and Caicos vibe. Mm-hmm.
You know those memes that like, I'm ready for a vacation where it look like I'm by myself, but I'm not. That's what Ashton just did.
I just needed the warmth for the new year. That's all.
I feel
I respect it. I respect it.
Where exactly was you?
Punta
Cana.
That's Mexico, ain't it? No, right?
That's the Dominican Republic.
That's what I meant.
Geography. My brother.
Somebody on the defibrillator? What's that?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Hannah, that's you?
That's not me.
Let me see if it's me.
I got a heater blowing next to me.
Nah, it sounds like a defibrillator.
What's a defibrillator?
Well, it ain't me. It's still going.
You don't hear that beep?
Oh, okay. I just heard it.
It's not me. I don't know.
Anyways.
All right, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, before we get started, random question. Is David Blaine the greatest musician of our generation?
No.
Magician?
What? Then who
Is
is?
David Blaine the greatest magician of our generation?
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you. I don't even know why I said no because I don't even know what the magicians.
I was
Wait,
about to
He
say
absolutely is.
Chris
Of our
Angel was.
generation, he is.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Chris Angel hasn't done the things that David Blaine has done.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like David Blaine was actually doing magic. Like he just tricked us, right? I feel like Chris Angel was doing some witchcraft because I don't know the stuff he did. He was a weird dude.
It's one
Did he get
new
more points
special.
doing it for real?
I don't know.
But it's
I
one
feel like
special on
mine is
YouTube
thin.
with David Blaine like ascending into the sky and then skydiving down. I just thought that was pretty cool. That's why I asked.
Holograms.
No, he was
David
actually
Blaine.
on balloons. Like it was some.
I'm playing.
Oh, like some
Yeah,
technical
I
logic.
don't even know what you're talking about.
It's on YouTube. It's called Ascend or something like that. I don't know.
Mm.
This is not an ad, even though YouTube, what's up? Pay us. But
What was the dude's name from Now You See Me? He was the greatest magician.
Which one? There was a lot of people. There was Thaddeus
The guy
Bradley.
who was like running the eye.
Dylan
was like-
Strike. Well, no one was running the eye. They were just in the eye.
Dylan. He the one that
Dylan.
You
manipulated
talking
the
about
horseman,
Mark
right?
Ruffalo?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's character.
Yeah.
That's the young
He
guy.
wasn't Now You See Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the cop.
He was
He
the
was the
cop.
main antagonist in number one, and then like also the OG in number two.
They tried. They really tried, my man.
My memory
Yeah.
sucks. Mm-mm.
All right. All right. Well, we're gonna work on the memory, thank God. Okay, so you know what I mean. We done talked about the new year, you know what I mean. Not only have we talked about like what we did for New Year's, but you know, kind of everybody just like say like how your New Year's been going and how you're trying to, you know, if in any ways really make 2021 and this beginning of 2021 feel like a new year, feel different than the hellstorm we just escaped called 2020.
Well, them white people
You
make
did
it.
not.
Sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
I thought it was gonna be different, but it's already the same. I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna be good, but the world is not gonna be okay.
Mhm.
I second that.
I think
I definitely second that.
I think
Go
our
ahead,
black people have a good year this year. By the way, certain things are happening. By the way, it looks in a way. Even though it's not really that great, but for the black people, it ain't that bad. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know what I did to make 2021 a little bit better, which I think everybody should do this. Yes. I wrote down a manifestation. It's called like a manifestation checklist, I guess you could call it, basically. And like this journal I got or whatever, and basically just write everything down that you want that you manifest to happen in 2021. Just pray over or whatever before 12 o'clock. And yeah, that worked for us as gold. That's what I do.
I agree.
I did something similar at the end of last year. I made a document with my goals, and they're separated into categories. And I've actually done that the past few years. I did it 2018 going into 19 and 19 going into 20. And I'm pretty sure I didn't achieve a single one of the goals on either of those two lists.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully third time is the charm. And I've already started to, you know, put things into play. For me, the really way I've been trying to separate this year from last year, because I know that time is a construct, and so it doesn't really matter anyways, is really making sure that I create the difference, because like it's not just gonna happen. You know, there's like no glitch in the temporal plane where 2020 is gonna suck and 2021 is glorious. So, you know, I'm trying to do a lot of changing my outlook on things. I try not to complain before I go into work and just go in.
That doesn't work for me, but I see the vision.
It hasn't worked for me either, but maybe, you know, they say it takes like 27 days to build a habit. So maybe, you know, by day 27, even though, or is it 90 days to build a habit?
It's like 20 something. It's not that long. It's not
It's
okay.
Okay, then it's 27. Then if it's a 20 something, it's 27. But yeah, you know, so I'm just trying to do little things like that, you know. make sure that I kind of create, a line in the sand between last year and this year. Last year was far from the worst year of my personal life, but it was not like the greatest year either. And that paired with it being the worst year of the world that I've lived through, I was just like, this one's a doozy. And so I'm not expecting the world to switch up. A lot of the things that really rocked last year are still happening. Black people still ain't got no equality. Donald Trump is still the president technically until the inauguration, and Lord knows what will happen post that or leading up to that. Corona still exists, so none of that's going anywhere. But maybe I, as Emmanuel, can create a very new environment for myself. So I've been trying to do that.
I think one thing I set out to do this year, which I haven't done in recent years, is save more. So I got one of those little saving plan things, and it's like every week you're supposed to save a certain amount of money. So at the end of the year, you'll have a certain amount of money. So I'm going to try to be disciplined and do that. But other than that, I didn't tell y'all, I got a new job. I didn't start yet, but I start when HR is supposed to be calling me early next week for me to get my start date. So peace out, Carmex. Deuces. Won't miss you. But
big congratulations.
So this year, other than the whites being the whites, everything it pretty looks similar to 2020 thus far. Actually, this year has started out a little bit better than 2020 did. So hopefully it keeps on the trend of being good. We can only control the things that we can control, and I just feel like as things are going currently, we'll just have a lot more stuff to talk about, if you know what I mean.
It's always gonna be stuff to talk about.
I can't believe they tried to lie on my man and say Jeffree Star. We're gonna get to that, but Lord have
mercy. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
Jeffree Star. That's started from TikTok.
What?
Well, you said what?
From TikTok.
Yeah, just a girl making TikTok.
I thought it was a dude. I watched a video of a dude explaining. I saw a video of a dude explaining how the rumor is possibly true because he moved to Wyoming, and there was tweets that he deleted, and it's just like.
But that the rumor existed by then, and it existed because a girl was like, "Well, I guess we should just talk about it since we're here." So Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are filing for divorce. I believe Kim is the one.
Allegedly.
Supposedly, yes, reportedly filing for divorce. It's hard to gauge because everybody has reported it, but TMZ apparently. And TMZ got the drop. They know you dead before you do, so it's hard.
They were the first to break the Cardi divorce allegations, and they didn't end up getting a divorce. So that's
but Cardi did file for divorce. She just stopped the process.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
so they wasn't inaccurate.
Yeah, they're married.
She did file. She just didn't go all the way through.
Got you.
Who you saying they're married to? Cardi and Offset, or Kim and Kanye?
Oh, Cardi.
A long time.
I thought you was talking about Cardi and Iggy.
No,
Playboy Cardi and Iggy wasn't married. Yeah,
I was about to say
together.
So I was like, she has a horrible eye for personality, so she probably shouldn't have did that. But even still, she did what she did.
I feel bad for nobody involved, not even the kid, because why would your soul choose that child to come into the world with? I just feel like everybody could have had better decision making. But yeah, so reportedly Kanye and Kim getting divorced, and that sparked rumors when a random white girl on TikTok who claims to be within the industry.
Basically,
girls who.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully, wait.
Is he back? Okay, he back.
Everybody back.
Yeah, no, it was just you. We was all here.
See, on mine, it was all y'all.
No, we was.
And then
That is funny because we was all like, "What?"
Yeah, we use this.
I only so much bandwidth. But yeah, so oh man, what was I saying? Oh yeah.
She
So
made a
this
video.
girl who claims to be this industry, connected, chick basically says that it's no surprise this is happening because for a very long time now, Kanye has been hooking up with a very famous male makeup guru. And everyone in the industry knows. That then led to other people putting together the clues. I guess the video Drew talked about, where people recognize that Jeffree Star moved to Wyoming, and you know what I mean. Then they just put A and B together to make the rest of the alphabet, pulled up tweets and all of that. And so there hasn't been any addressing of it from anyone directly, except Jeffree Star did post a picture yesterday to Twitter with the caption, "I'm ready for Sunday service." And it's like a real Italian, you know what I mean?
That's
People,
just like a grade
at
A troll.
the time,
That was a grade A troll.
and that's the thing. A lot of people, Jeffree Star has no integrity on any remark or count. So a lot of people were taking it as him capitalizing on the rumors and are waiting for, someone with a little bit more substantiated stance to state, accept, confirm, or deny. But until all that happens here at YSO, we will just talk our mess. So what do we make of this right here, y'all?
I think it's important that everybody knows that Kim is filing for divorce against Kanye because that's kind of important as far as like prenuptials and stuff go. And I don't know if they got married in the state of California, but I know in the state of California, the law is if you divorce, somebody's taking half. So
He's worth more, so she'd probably be taking half.
is he?
Yeah.
The
According to
Kardashians?
Kanye is a billionaire because of Yeezy.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah.
But I mean, dang. Even Kris Jenner is the only person alive who works harder than the devil. So I feel like it's possible.
Yeah, there's Kim is about to come up more off of this.
Oh, absolutely. And it could be just like a publicity stunt. Like apparently they've flirted with divorce before and made it through, or they've gotten couples counseling. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's not in my tax bracket to talk about because they make so much more money than me. Then
all I know is she said something about him, like the final straw was the fact that he didn't come to her 40th birthday party somewhere, or he came and like left really fast and she was upset, and it was like on an island, so it's not like it was something that you could just like drive to, show up and then dip. So it's like, when you're rich, I guess you can move how you want to move. But she says something else about like Instagram photos. Like he doesn't take Instagram photos with us, and I'm just like, that is something.
It's Kanye. Like what?
That is something that
Instagram photo. Come on, Kim.
Would definitely
that would be important to her.
Most definitely.
She had a problem with some of her.
I feel like that's the only reason she had black children was to take pictures.
Oh, that wasn't funny to everybody here.
It's a reach.
That was hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
It's I don't know why I do this, but immediately after something comes up in the tabloids or whatever, I immediately go to those people's Instagram. And if you go to Kim Kardashian's Instagram, Kanye is not in one of them pictures.
He's not.
But he wasn't when they was dating, so it's like.
It makes you wonder though, like, is he there? Like, because the Christmas photos, the New Year, like the family stuff is like, are you even there? Because for people like us, it's like if it ain't a picture or a video, it ain't happened. So
Well, I think a great point to make in regards to that is like Kanye, once he like really rededicated his life to the Lord, it kind of became a very visual, especially while he was on his presidential campaign. We can't act like that didn't happen last year. It became very clear, even from an outsider's perspective visually, that there was kind of a divide in them and how they wanted to head their household, their priorities, what they care about. And that's really important. The good book talks about being unequally yoked. And though, I'm not taking, I don't judge nobody's journey in their relationship with God. But if you even trying to pretend like you're going hard for Christianity, like even if it's not real and it's just a remarket rebranding, being married to Kim Kardashian makes that very difficult, even on a pretend basis. So if it's really in his heart, I mean, gee willikers, you know what I mean? And that's in no way to disrespect or disregard Miss Kardashian, but she clearly has the ways that she kind of represents, her brand, her image, and just what her priorities are. And it doesn't really align with the Bible thumping Sunday service. He was going on presidential campaign crying to audiences about how it broke his heart when she got an abortion. And that's something that would cause a real rift in a real relationship. So if their relationship is real, I'm sure that created division, turbulence, turmoil. And I would just love to be a fly on the wall while Kim and Kanye have an argument. What does that look like?
Literally.
Or even when they was in the car and she was crying and he was doing like this, I definitely want to know what that conversation was about. But we don't really know if there's any validity to these accusations, but do you think media outlets, period, try to spew hate in? Because I'm asking this question because I remember last month, 2C and YK Osiris, I think, were at a show in Jacksonville, and there was a Instagram page that said that the show had got shot up and somebody got shot and died. And then if you go to the comments, people are like, no, they didn't. You're spreading lies. All it was mace and pepper spray. So, like, do you think that media outlets, mainly sometimes hip hop media outlets, spew lies just for like clickbait and stuff?
That's the whole point. That's how they get paid. That's how they get their money.
But yeah, it's like it's deeper than that. It's like not deeper than that in the sense of like hip hop, but as far as so say something like that happens, right? There's an event that happens and an altercation breaks out. Like, as well as I know, some people just lie. You know what I'm saying? And somebody could say something to some person, and y'all know how fast information travels, especially in the age of information that we live in. I could tell somebody, yo, I was dead. Somebody threw a punch. Somebody threw a freaking bottle, bro. Da, 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 da. And none of that happened. And I'm just saying that because of the adrenaline that was pumping through my veins, I guess, when a fight broke out or whatever happened. And people be like, yo, so-and-so put out a scrap. It's like, and that could possibly, not necessarily saying that like all of the situations are like that, but some people just definitely lie. Like for the day that Kobe passed, it took me like 40 minutes to really figure, even though my mother told me it was him and his daughter, it took me like 40 minutes to really figure out that it was him and his daughter, because I was seeing him and the entire family. I was seeing his wife and his daughters. I was seeing him and all of his daughters. And I'm just like, yo.
Rick Fox.
Like,
Rick Fox silenced that quick. He came on and I'm alive.
And it's like that it's crazy because I think Denzel said it the best. There's like a clip of him talking about it because like what a responsibility you all have to be the givers and receivers and then givers of information. And that middle person has a lot of power. If you think about it, like if you have three people and there's a wall in between two of them and there's only one person that can go on either side of both walls and talk to them. If he figures out, if I just tell him this, he'll believe it because he can't talk to the other person. So like I can make some gain off of that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like then that becomes the rate. And then you have like 40 million of them.
Yep.
So it's like, of course, it's like, that's what they're saying. We're gonna say this. If that's what they're saying, we're gonna say this. And then you got some people who are just like, we already know the truth, but we gonna hold it because whatever the
Yeah.
truth, does the truth matter?
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely think, the rise of the internet and blog. I mean, reporting of any type of news information and all of that has always been subject to, being soiled by whether it be agendas or ignorance or lies or whatever the case may be. But definitely the rise of internet and blogs made it so that it's so many people that, like the Denzel clip talks about, we no longer can prioritize ourselves on being right. We have to be first. Because if we're not the ones to break a story, then it doesn't matter if we report on it. And you kind of see that, even on Twitter. Whoever tweets that, crazy breaking news first, they got the most retweets and likes. Their site's getting the most hits and visits. We're reading their article the most versus the other thousands of pages and companies that are then going to report on it. And so, there's an urgency to be the people to break something. It's important in just the industry, and in hip hop, we've specifically seen a very big, I'd say, obsession with creating the most salacious clickbait headline you can. To the point where I've seen headlines directly lie, and a publication's defense can be our article speaks to. I've read a headline, read the article, and the article talk about how the headline was a joke or tongue in cheek. When in reality, you just spewed a line that many people would run with and tweet about crazily, and then because you gave the valid, story somewhere else, it's supposed to be, oh, we did the right thing. No, it isn't. There's an obsession with, getting those clicks and those hits and those views. For sure.
Right. And then you have people who are on our side, the consumers of the information, who are on completely different levels when it comes to intelligence, don't know that too. You know what I'm saying? Don't understand when something is just not real. Like, I remember there was a tweet that said you can put the word breaking in all caps in front of a tweet and people will think it's news. It's true. He was joking, of course, but it's true. Like, I remember maybe last year. Nah, it had to have been before. Dang it. We're in a new year. 2019. I think it was either before 2019. It had to have been in 2018 or 2019. But there was a random tweet because Blueface was walking around with two baddies at the time. And it was like somebody was like breaking, this man has gotten robbed by those two women. And like everybody believed it. And I'm not going to lie, for a quick second, I believed it. And I even like laughed and tweeted something. But it was like, haha, that's what he gets. And then after that, it was like 2 minutes later, I was like, yo, this is fake. And now I even felt stupid because I laughed at it. But I'm just like, that happens like way too often. People like, I remember when I was a kid, there was an Eddie Murphy hoax. They was like, he died.
Yeah.
What the heck? Eddie Murphy's dead. There was a snowboarding accident. They said he died in a snowboarding accident. I remember that like it was Michael Jackson. And I'm just like, yo, what? Is Eddie Murphy alive or not? He was alive.
Yeah. I guess it's just hard sometimes to filter out the real from the fake, especially on social media where like you can literally post anything and
not if you're smart.
No, of course, but I'm saying like you could literally post anything and have people believe you.
I know.
So it's kind of hard to sometimes filter out the real from the fake and what's authentic and what's not. Is basically what I was saying.
Yeah, I get you. That's why I just be chilling, really. Like when anything happens, I wait. Like I've learned a lot. Like just being on social media. Just wait. Like just wait. And you'll figure it out. Because the truth always comes out.
Yeah. Factuals.
No, yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Well, we've dove into this with the deep sea diver set, and every angle can be looked at and be seen, except for one. And I really want to pose this question: it don't affect or change not a single molecular moment of our lives. But what if this rumor's true and gets proven as such?
That he's sleeping
I
with
won't feel
That they're getting divorced?
Yeah,
because
no,
of
that they're getting divorced because he has been sleeping with Jeffree Star.
Oh,
I
I
Like,
wouldn't
what if somehow it's proven fact tactical?
I wouldn't look at Kanye any different than I look at him now for one reason and one reason only. Um, Everybody sins, and everybody's sin is different. Um, Being in the music industry, I know there's like a verse that talks about how like if a man dresses up as a woman or like it's an abomination, or like if he lays with another man it's an abomination, stuff like that. And I know that the devil, one of his main goals is to get us to defile ourselves, so like through as like a not necessarily a rite of passage, but like in certain situations, because of the fact that he like not necessarily controls it, but a lot of evil stuff happens in the music industry, just like the film industry. Emmanuel, I'm sure you're like aware of a lot of like stories that come from like not necessarily the underworld, but like somebody just being like, yo, I was there one day and something happened and it looked like it happened before and it might happen again type situations. And it's like that. It's like, dude, like you see that so many times with so many young men that are like prominent artists, like it's to some sort at some point in time, like there's some sort of allegation of something, you know what I'm saying? And then, like then you have the rumors that come from people who were not necessarily like that never made it to their level of stardom, but were like in the industry and have some sort of knowledge and either like got drugged out or like alcoholism or like some sort of something. You know what I'm saying? They left the industry with something they didn't have before when they got in it. You feel me? So like personally, I would just feel like a little sorry for him because
Mhm.
ew.
Yeah.
That's what all the pain you felt inside drove you to. I'm sorry, bro. That's nasty.
I was gonna say that Jeffree Star put out a video today saying that basically like all the rumors were fake and that he hasn't been sleeping with Kanye. I mean, he could have been lying to cover it up, but if it's true, I'm not gonna be surprised.
That's what a guilty
So
person would say.
Like,
my thing is,
cool, I guess.
if it was true, wouldn't he take like the opportunity to come out and say, yeah, this did happen, because it would give him more
Heck no.
clout or
No.
whatever?
Kanye probably got NDA for every single person in his life,
Oh, you're right.
especially for another person who's famous and has a YouTube channel at that.
You're right.
Nah.
So wait, are you asking if it would be better if Jeffrey came out and said it was true, or if Kanye came
No,
out?
I'm saying if it was true, then
Right.
wouldn't it be in Jeffrey's best interest to come out and be like, yeah, it did happen, because he would gain more notoriety, clout, whatever from that situation?
It would be Jeffrey's best interest to be the heck quiet for this entire situation, because if it's not true, it's not true. And
Well, I don't
he
believe
kinda
it to be true.
like I said, I don't care either which way. But like the fact that mattered for him, he's still like, at least in our community, he's like very hated. He's one that is racist, like that's proven. He's I don't think I forgot what it was. There was some situation where he's probably just a bad person. So
Yeah.
like I feel like the only benefit he could get from this is, I don't know, a shoe deal with Adidas. I don't know.
Deal with Adidas.
What could he possibly get out of it by saying, "Yeah, these allegations are true"? I would have been like, why would you say that? understands English now. Like, what is wrong with you? Northwest can watch the TV and look at her phone and be like, "Yo, this person is talking about my father. What is happening, mother?" And she gonna be crying because Kim cry a lot.
That's Wile E. Coyote.
I mean, I would sympathize with both parties because you never want to see anybody get a divorce, but
Yeah,
I
man.
guess it's them being like so prominent.
I ain't gonna lie. I want Vaughn to divorce his lady, because if there's any stallion I want a shot at when I get there, it's Morgan Denise or Megan Denise. Her name Megan too. Yeah, Megan Denise.
Who?
Vaughn Miller.
Oh.
Yeah, his.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, we don't want people to get divorced, but some people should be divorced, and so when those people,
if it was to happen, I would happen.
To answer that question, no, I don't think Kanye would get married again because Kim was like his trophy.
Yeah.
Precisely. I don't think he
made a whole song called Trophy.
I will say, if they get divorced at 808s too,
man,
it's
going number one.
Man,
I think Kanye will I don't want to say re-solidify himself, because a lot of people, I've been having conversations with a few of my like hip hop head friends, and a lot of them are just like saying like the world has lost its need for Kanye verses, and I was just like, I could understand that. I really could understand like that point of view, but like I would be highly upset if like he left the music industry with us feeling like that. Like what the masses feel like, because honestly, I'm lit when I hear Kanye, but I don't know.
I will say that I love Kanye. I always have. Kanye is one of my favorite, and I think one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time. But I am one of those people who's kind of like, I don't need a new Kanye verse. Kanye's music just feels very uninspired to me. Even his gospel music, it's like, it's good-ish, but like I don't want to listen to it continuously. And my main issue with him is the verses. Like his verses just sound so redundant and so uninspired. So I am someone who's like, if he's not going to be coming from somewhere where I really feel that, and I really feel like he feel that, then he can save it. And in that regard, I think that if they get divorced, he'll definitely craft something that will have me putting it, run that back. Run that back.
I think Kim would marry again too. I honestly think Kim got a backup plan.
Man,
of course she does.
It's her third marriage, right?
Kim has a second husband already. We just don't know about
third. This her third? Who's the first?
Yeah. She was married the first time to some black dude that none of us know about. Then she got married to Chris, and now Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she was married to a dude, her first husband is who she cheated on with Ray J.
Oh,
wow. Her and Ray J were together, then he cheated on her, but he was both cheating the whole time, and I would believe him. And then after that, I don't know if she dated other people, but we know she married Chris Humphries for that weekend, and then
Reggie
they got
Bush. Reggie Bush for a little bit.
Yeah, Reggie Bush. Reggie, yeah, and then
that's when he started doing bad. He lost his Heisman. It was horrible. The curse was strong on him.
Yeah, the curse has not lost. I think the only person who can really be like, I got that curse up off me, in a way, Tiger could say, because he's like still successful, but like nobody ever cared about Tiger.
Who?
Tristan Thompson.
Well, I feel like the only reason Tristan never got the curse was simply because he was already kind of cursed individual. You know what I'm saying? Like he had I mean, like he was just a bad person. He was just like, I don't really care about y'all at all. So like, why would I even?
Who a bad person?
Oh, he said, what about Tristan Thompson? And I was like, well, I don't think he like really got the curse because he didn't really care about them at all. So like he kind of brought his own curse to them. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, nah, I'm in here and I'm finna.
Well, actually, Travis is still
cheating Canadian.
Yeah, Travis cool, but it's coming.
Yeah, I think it's coming in the form of his next album. I truly do.
You think so?
But he's
I
getting to
wasn't
the
thinking it was
tag.
gonna be music. I was thinking it was gonna be something arbitrary, like
She
something
definitely looked like Kim because
Iranian.
Reggie missed Kim. That's why.
Yeah, Reggie's wife do look like him. I seen him.
Looks ugly.
But then again, a lot of people look like Kim. Scottie Pippen wife looked like Kim.
LA looks like him. As the weekend said, LA girls all look the same.
Hey, yo, if I go to LA and like the first time I go to LA, if every girl looks the same, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
They probably do.
I'm sure they do, but I'm not ready for that disappointment. But I guess I have to mentally prepare myself anyway, because I'm gonna be in LA soon.
For sure. All right, so we at the 45-minute mark. So we going, you know what I mean, dive into the real. So first things first, you know what I mean? Everybody know the name of the episode is The Thrill on Capitol Hill. And that thrill came yesterday in the form of Trump supporters storming the Capitol building while Congress was being held. Congressmen and women were in their chambers on the Senate floor holding meeting and doing count. The Electoral College was getting busy confirming Biden and Kamala's victory. And these thousands of Trumpers and Trumpies came through. They scaled walls, they broke glass, they broke through barricades. In some regards, they were just let in gates without any resistance. And they ran wild. We got some footage, we got some images, so we're going to take y'all to some of that first so we can get first-hand view for any of our viewers who did not see. And then we going to get to rapping about what went down yesterday in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. Let's go.
Is that the what? Never mind. I'm waiting for it. I'll wait after.
That video.
Hey, he's smart though. That boy ran to his backup.
Somebody tweeted and said he should have threw a flash grenade.
Hey,
My man is big chilling in Nancy Pelosi office.
I hate how his handwriting was just sloppy. He could have had better hands.
I hate that he wrote that on a manila folder and didn't just say that to somebody.
Like, the D is so ridiculous.
Like, you know, they was in there because that man was in her office.
Yes. This is this picture for me.
Feet up on the desk.
Somebody said that black women beauty hair products got better security than the Capitol.
That's that.
I seen somebody say
picture.
I know Joe Osteen would never let. He did. They did. They said Joe Osteen would never let them doors open.
He wouldn't.
That's it.
At his rally, then it would not have happened. Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter told me what happened Wednesday was a travesty.
To be quite honest with you, I was mad as hell.
Both lawmakers were inside Capitol Police trying to shield them from danger. They told us, everybody get down, everybody get down, get down, get down. While others wonder how this could happen, Johnson says he can't help but see the difference between how these rioters were treated versus some of the protesters this summer.
It seems that whenever there's a Black Lives Matter event, then, riot police show up. And we didn't have any riot police that I could see.
And former Congressman Kwanzaa Hall, whose term ended this month, said he is calling on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office. Reporting live from Washington, D.C., Dave Huddleston, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Dave, thank you. Now, breaking.
We got 25 amendments?
Yes.
It's a little bit touchy with coworkers in a work setting. Honestly, I would advise people to avoid those conversations in the workplace. Keep them very neutral, keep them very polite, simply because you don't know who holds what political ideations or political views in the workplace. The last thing that you want to happen is to put your livelihood in jeopardy because of a conversation with regard to politics and the events over the past few weeks. So I say, please keep it very neutral, keep it very polite, keep it very cordial. Because remember, everyone in the workplace, they're not your family, they're not your best buds, and you have to be very careful in that space.
Dr. Rosalind Pitts-Clark, we want to say thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
When we get 25 minutes,
Bro, we have more than 25 amendments.
Why are you?
Because he said
sure
invoke the
they're in the
25th
30s.
Amendment, and I was like, wait a minute, what? But never mind, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure it's in the 30s. How many? Hold on. Oh, no, it's 27.
Oh.
Yeah, we have 27 amendments.
I just know it's 5 or 13, I think.
I don't know that many. I know the 13th, but I don't know up to 13. You good? I don't even know the Bill of Rights.
I know it's the first 12, the first 10. The Bill of Rights.
Yeah, the Bill of Rights is the first 10.
Did y'all see that the FBI tweet where it was like if you have the any information about the people yesterday, and then somebody remember that Boondocks episode, he was like, well, that's a philosophical question because how do you snitch to the police?
Hey, man.
And I love like, okay, yesterday was like crazy, but I love how Black Twitter can just make a joke out of
That was so funny.
anything.
It's because of trauma. Because of hundreds of years of trauma.
Oh man.
Nah, yeah, so that's definitely how we've been through. But I mean, let's just really dive right into it. Like, this is, I mean, what a way to kick off the year. You know, if we, you know, do the research, you know, and see a lot of white nationalists, Trump supporters, racists, etc., Proud Boys, you know, et cetera, have been talking about this January 6th date going up to like the beginning of December. They've been talking about January 6th, 2021. Wait till the liberals find out about January 6th. See you, DC, January 6th. So this wasn't no, you know, fly by night or in the heat of the moment, as if it could be with that many thousands of people. But of course, the media and, you know, the police and everybody who can is going, oh, how could this have happened? But it was very much meticulously planned, correlated. I was talking to someone somewhere who was talking about how there should have been, you know what I mean? This is DC. They should have some recollection of why are all these hotels selling out and filling up leading up to these dates. You know what I mean? But it seemed like everybody, you know, certain intelligence people have tweeted out that there was an awareness. This was not a surprise. The Capitol and officials and security and Capitol Police knew that this display was happening. What the thing was they underestimated the numbers and underestimated the amount of violence and the intention to it all. And because of that, they sat on their laurels, they sat on their hands, and you know what I mean? They went buku crazy in the Capitol. So I mean, my first, not even question, but just real like driving point is, you know, we 5 young Black people. I know last year I was, you know, I went to probably about 3, 4, 5 protests. I think I went to 4 or 5 protests throughout the summer. And I just remember the energy. I remember, you know what I mean? We remember the news. We seen the mayhem, the carnage, the violence that was unleashed upon Black and brown and even white bodies that were there in support of Black and brown bodies and lives. We can't ignore the privilege and the double standard of it all. So how do y'all feel about, as Black people, knowing what last year looked like, seeing these people storm the Capitol building?
I think it's crazy. How do I feel?
Yeah, we ain't heard a lot from you tonight
Oh,
on your debut.
when I first saw it, I thought it was just really like, I don't know, it just make you feel like it really shows that white people really have like, they got a one up basically. Like they really can get away with anything and everything. Because like, if most definitely if it was black people and we were doing the same thing that the white people did, first of all, we wouldn't even got close to the steps. Second of all, if we made it to the door, a lot of people would have been dead. And then my problem was like, they kept saying how the cops are doing this and doing that. They're holding them back and stuff. Those cops was not holding them back. Them cops was over there on the side of the Capitol, wherever on the side by the door, just standing there talking about something. They're waiting on orders. What are you waiting on orders for? Because back when the summertime, when we were protesting and stuff like that peacefully, ain't nobody was waiting on orders. They was all up there, guarded up and everything like that. But then when it comes to these white people up in the Capitol, out of all places, the Capitol, it's like
The
everybody
Capitol.
want to be chill. They want to walk around. Like literally, if you watch the news, the cops is walking around everything. Like people right here beside you. Ain't nobody getting arrested neither. The folks inside the building, they're talking about the Capitol. The Capitol Police, I don't know what type of police they are, because the Capitol Police seem like the mall cops to me. Because there's no reason why these people should be able to get inside the Capitol Police. You're supposed to be armed, guarded, and everything, not just some regular sticks. That's why that video with that black guy running up them steps, it was just like, what is this? Because he's the only person. It's about thousands of people at this door, and it's like, I just don't understand. It was really ridiculous, honestly, and it's sad. It's sad though too, honestly too. And it's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
There is a listing. I think this is eBay, on eBay, for the House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi speaker podium.
Mm-hmm.
For $420. Is this real? Like,
probably is.
Like,
you saw the picture of the dude walking out with it.
My man was putting up a pack of runts under the dome. You seen that? Like, it's like, and I think people are misconstruing our rhetorical questions, asking like, where were the tear gas? Where was the rubber bullets? We're not asking for them to be shot like us. We're asking not to be shot like them. That's what our whole, like, where is this? Where is that? That's where all of those questions are coming. I mean, it's really rhetorical questions. What we saw yesterday was,
because they for black people anyway.
Exactly. What we saw yesterday was privilege on the grandest stage it could be on. Like, so there's really no, if you can't see the privilege now, you just don't want to see it. Like, at this point.
And we saw the fact that there's two different worlds, white people and everybody else. Like, it's just that simple at this point. I feel like I said earlier though, I be waiting, you know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't know it was happening until like midway through it was happening. So then like I caught up, and then by the time I caught up, I kind of like understood what was going on. And I think later that night, somebody posted a video on YouTube. I don't even remember what it was called, but can somebody explain to me real quick what Antifa is?
I don't know.
It just stands for anti-fascist. So here's the funniness of that, right? Is, you know, Trump supporters and the right, you know, feel like Antifa are their enemies, you know what I mean? But will swear that they are not in support of a fascist or a fascist regime, which doesn't make sense. Because why would
anti-fascist
against
enemy
be trying to take you down and be your enemy and take down your leader if they weren't fascist?
Right.
But you know, so Antifa is basically like, you know how like the right, you know, the right's just the conservatives, but you have those extremists and militarized type of people. Antifa is basically what their language for their version of the militarized extremist left. It's really not as intense as they make it seem. I won't say like it's not real, like Antifa exists in concept. And so yeah, that's basically what Antifa is.
Okay, so so in this video, there's a guy in DC, right? And all of the people I don't know if all of them came by this way, but most of
And
them
what they mean when
from
they
the video.
say
You froze, and then like we heard the tail end. So what did you just say?
I just said that's what they mean when they say Antifa.
Okay,
They just mean
just making sure. All right, cool. I make sure we ain't missed nothing important. But yeah, so in the video, there's a guy in DC, and he's talking to somebody holding the camera, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a whole bunch of these buses." Da, 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 da. And so basically, most of the people who ended up going into the building were escorted by the police on to the premises. So there's that. Also, one thing, like for some reason, to me, for the past couple of years, like the whole world almost, like I don't live in other countries, but I know other countries have their woes just like America does, even though they look on us like we're a third world country. We probably are compared to everybody else. But it seems as if like governments in like national power are like almost playing a game, like a literal game. Because if you look at the past couple of months per se, if I went back in time like 4 or 5 months ago and to all of us was just like, this happens on January 6th, each and every one of us would look at each other and would be like, sounds about right. Because it's not like it's far-fetched from what we've been seeing. You know what I mean? Of course, the added effect of the fact that we were protesting in the summer for something that happens almost routinely, it seems like, and the effect that in the force basically that we were met. There was tanks parked at Lennox.
Tanks.
Tanks. Like
I seen them.
Tanks are meant for war. Like I don't think people understand. You seen Fury? You know what I mean? Like that's not the life I want to live. Why?
And they was there expeditiously too.
Early, stupid early.
Yeah.
I was talking
they
to a
got
friend
here.
of mine.
I didn't even know you could get tanks on the interstate.
Not for real.
That's wild. That's wild. They should not be allowed to do that. They should not be allowed to.
Wait, why did they have tanks?
That was during the protest, the George Floyd. Yeah, I remember when the riots kicked off. But like I remember talking to a friend of mine who was in the National Guard.
Those was protests. What they did yesterday was a riot.
Same. Yeah. Nah, that first night in Atlanta was not a protest. Oh, yeah, that was a riot.
That was, yeah.
Oh, when they was looting Dior?
Burned down the Wendy's.
When they was looting Dior?
Yeah. One of my homies that literally stays like 2 minutes from that was so mad. Like, I don't think people understand. People from outside of the state came and trashed the state or the state's capital. You know
that's what happened in DC. All those people wasn't from DC.
True.
The lady that got shot was from Arizona.
That's her fault.
That's crazy. Arizona, DC.
Girl.
That's at least like a day and a half drive.
The other side, she probably flew, but
most of these people flew in.
Yeah.
I seen a video of somebody
in a hotel.
Yeah, and it was like after a long day of terrorism, no mask, no arrest, just vibes after a long day of terrorism.
But it's evident. It's like this the world that we live in is really weird and strange. And we just talked about it earlier.
Dirty, disgusting.
Somebody said y'all was worried about boarding up Quiznos and Target.
Right.
And here go to Capitol building.
I want to speak towards, right? Because I talked about it on my Snapchat yesterday. It's like I seen a tweet where it was like, when it comes to standards of protest, this is objectively the most successful one. It's like we can't even grade them the same. They're allowed to have goals that we can't even fantasize about. We have to feel like to make our voices heard and make our pain be felt. We loot. And I'm not saying, you should or you shouldn't. I'm not against it. Hey, whatever. But we loot or we burn down, a police station or the Wendy's where the man was murdered in a parking lot. And we make our presence felt that way because we couldn't even dream of breaching the Capitol. That's not something that we could even say that's our goal for today. If someone organizes a said we gonna come in thousands and we gonna breach the Capitol, we'd all be like, look, we down for the cause and we down for the fight. You sending us into a suicide mission.
Like,
You go there knowing you might die.
Yeah.
We're gonna breach the Capitol because
Right.
they allowed
really doing this.
And to speak to that was for something I wanted to talk about is we talking about the privilege, but we also want to talk about.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I mean, but we talking about the white privilege, you know what I mean? And it's evident the double standard. It's deeper than a double standard. Like it's pure, unadulterated white privilege. But we also got to talk about white audacity and white entitlement because white entitlement. Am I tripping, or was there like a whole other slew of voices? Did I just make it? Okay. But yeah, white, you know, we have the white privilege, but what we saw on display yesterday beyond white privilege is white entitlement, white audacity. It's thousands of white people knowing that they can breach the Capitol because whether they like to acknowledge their privilege or not, they innately know in their core that they have it. That's why they can yell Blue Lives Matter for 8 months. And then when it's time for them to be upset because they lost an election, fair, square, down the middle, because they couldn't voter suppress and voter fraud their way to the W they wanted to, then it's, oh, we'll go to war with the cops. We'll go right up against them, bump them blue lives because they stood in between what we wanted. It's wild because I've seen so many tweets, you know, Tommy Loren tweeted something to this effect, and just so many other people who are Trump supporters and on the right tweeting like, it's funny to see the left or see liberals upset about protesting all of a sudden. It's like, number one, don't ever dare try and make this seem like this is a stance of hypocrisy on other people's ends. This is hypocrisy on your end. But beyond the hypocrisy, this is entitlement, this is recklessness, this is emboldened and brashed, pure violence and anger and hatred fueled only by, if we going to keep it 100, racism. Your racism and white nationalism is so strong, it's so burgeoning in your spirit to your core that the very nation that you swear to love up and down, this is the best place on earth, America. You storm this Capitol. You have congressmen and congresswomen hiding under desks. You vandalizing documents in the speaker's chambers, in her office, feet on the desk, posing. That was an album cover. Homie was relaxed.
Shouldn't all of that be a felony?
Yes.
All of that is a felony.
Everything that they did is a felony.
And I bet we don't see that iron hammer fist of justice come down on them the way it came down on us during the BLM protest.
I'm just trying to figure out why they weren't making arrests in the, like, why were they retreating? Is my question.
Because it was a mob.
Yeah, it was a lot of them, and some of the cops were like,
if you're going to avoid the worst possible outcome, which is you losing the fight, you don't engage the fight. You just hope that they listen to you because of the authority you have.
It's bullets. I'm pretty sure once they started seeing bullets fly, they'd probably go the other direction.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen a white person like adrenalized? Like, you haven't played football with white people. I have. Let me tell you something. That would have not stopped any of them. They have already made it. At this point, one of them is going to be like, I'm gonna wrestle a gun away from one of these people, and it's on. That's what I feel like is gonna happen. That's what I be thinking worse.
That they had the audacity to think that they could do this successfully. I mean, they did.
They knew. It's a fact. They did what they came to do. That's exactly what they wanted.
Crazy.
Then again, they was let in. So like,
yeah.
What started this though? Because I all I seen was
Trump was on the. What did Trump do? He would have some speech.
Yeah.
And he was like
it. They have like videos videos from TikTok saying whatever. Wait till they see what we do on January 6th and that whole thing. They're planning it on like Reddit and little like insider chat threads.
So what was yesterday? What was yesterday? Like, what were they doing yesterday?
It's the day where Congress was convening to actually like officially acknowledge that Biden was going to be the president.
Yeah, that's why it was specific.
And so they didn't think that they would get that type of.
They knew that. They're not stupid. They just ignored it.
Think about it. Only 4 people died. If we compare the numbers to what we experienced during the summer, only 4 people died, and that was in one night.
Only 4 people died and only 80 people arrested. There was over 10,000 people that arrested in the
And I'm pretty sure the deaths were like in the double digits.
That doesn't even. A guy lost his eye.
That's his
fault.
The
reporter, the camera.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. I thought somebody charged him on that eye.
Now he took a rubber bullet to the eye, which we gotta stop calling a rubber bullet. It's not a rubber bullet.
It's a cannon.
It's a metal can with a rubber cap on it. It's meant for deadly force.
Yeah.
And this is why we say like. Wait, never mind. I lost my thought. Go ahead. Dang, I hate when that happens.
Well, I was gonna say Andrew led about it, and so let's talk about it. The only person I've seen could be newer updates that they have confirmed who their identity is the Ashley Babbitt woman, or Ashley Babbitt, or however you pronounce her European last name. She is no longer with us. The video footage of her being killed.
There was another lady named Roberta something.
There's video of it?
No,
that is a video.
The Roberta Paulson was Ashley. They just had the wrong name. I don't know how.
Dang, they was going so hard. Okay, so there's a lady named Roberta Paulson,
and they had the wrong name. But yeah. I see the video footage of Ashley being killed. Basically, they was already in the building. They had broke a window. She was the first person going through it, like a window to like a door, like a door.
That had furniture pushed up and planted on the other side. That's why she was climbing up.
It was barricaded on the other side, so they couldn't go through regular. They broke the glass. She's coming up through the window, and you just hear that.
Boom. Yeah.
Drop back.
Apparently, he made it known that he was going to shoot her, and she still decided to crawl through that window.
No, they said that he
stupid.
He was placed on administrative leave.
Huh?
He was placed on. It said that U.S. Capitol Police officer who shot and killed Trump supporter, whatever her name is, has been placed on administrative leave.
That's
protocol, though.
Was it a black guy?
Like
it's protocol, but when they killed Breonna Taylor, it took months for one to be suspended, then fired. 3 of them still got their job.
Even though this is the Capitol building, so like I'm sure security protocols are different than like police force, but you're not 100%. You're right.
Well, first of all, Breonna was sleeping. This girl was trying to get through to some place where she probably wasn't supposed to be going.
I think
she was in the midst of committing a felony
that got them up out of there, if I'm not mistaken. I seen somewhere earlier that they got a black police chief that's a woman now, and like her first order of business was getting them up off the force, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was that one. It was somebody's name that we lost this year.
Yeah, I heard Trump got a warrant out.
I'm sure Trump has plenty.
By Iraq.
They can snatch him up.
Wait. For what?
It says Trump supported the Capitol. Wait, when he murdered that dude from the other country.
I remember that.
Trump got bodies.
Committing
the big leader that he murdered, and they had like a huge funeral. I can't remember what country it was.
It was Iraq, I think.
Trump killed him personally, or he had him killed?
Oh, he had
him killed. Christian,
I was about to say that's gangster.
I was saying, like, hold on, Trump out here gangster like that? Just
no.
Walk in your trap, take over your trap. What?
Iraq Supreme Judicial Council.
Nah.
Wait, no. Lies.
Anything with a supreme in it. You can't. What? No. You lying to me right now. He
no.
The supreme judicial sitting person.
They confirmed in a statement on Thursday adding that the investigation will continue to identify others who participated in the committing of this crime. What was the crime then? I just know he had somebody killed.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember none of
who
that.
it is.
That was like a huge thing.
It was-
Yeah.
I want to say it was the prime minister, but maybe it wasn't the prime minister.
Oh, of an Iranian general and a powerful Iraq military leader.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I remember when that happened specifically. Yeah.
So, I'm confused because y'all know I be doing surfing, right? So I be on the internet looking at stuff that like you can say it's like conspiracy-esque, but I know when to turn stuff off because I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to listen to somebody just babble about how this possibly could happen when you're talking nonsense. And one of those things I stumbled upon was the fact that like so many people across America felt like Trump was like some weird savior because of the fact that he wasn't a politician. So like the politicians really hated him because they couldn't control him and this, that, and the third. And like, so all the stuff that he does is like really just to piss them off. And so like, he's really here to save us. And like,
who is us?
It was a bunch of it was a movement that a bunch of white people started. So you know, of course, yeah. But like trying to like look at all of this just like objectively, it's just like I don't see how anybody could think something like that, like in any way, shape, or form. Because hearing something like that, and then, well, I'm sure Hillary didn't off some people. You know what I mean? Barack off, you know what I'm saying? Osama. You feel what I'm saying? The only reason why that was legitimized was simply because of the fact that there's two towers that were in New York that don't stand anymore, which a lot of people don't even think he did. Because how could a man with dialysis in a cave hundreds of thousands of miles away direct 5 people to fly planes choreographically, like at the same time we're flying them to their targets?
Yeah, I thought that was Saddam.
Yeah, because they got him, Saddam Hussein, in 2006. Yeah. I was pretty sure it was.
Wasn't the president in 2006?
No, she's saying that Saddam Hussein was responsible for the
9/11.
Yes.
No, that was Osama.
Yeah, that was
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam
Hussein is the one that George Bush said they had weapons of mass destruction, but it's really because we wanted their oil.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even a bad guy.
Yes.
Well, he was bad in the sense that he didn't. His nation don't have democracy, and we consider that bad because we got to go liberate everybody else for some reason. But yeah, they was like they have weapons of mass destruction that they're like planning to use against us, and they was like, "Nigga, no, we don't." Oh, and then we went to war, and then we was like, "Oh, look at all this oil under the ground where we thought the mass destruction were. That's crazy."
Yeah. Dang, they got Osama.
Like, really?
That was like 12
Yeah,
years later.
that's why everybody was like going crazy. They thought we never was gonna get him. I had heard a rumor that Osama died of natural causes, and that they claimed to kill him.
I remember that. I remember.
So we just killed a random person.
Act like we killed them.
Wow.
And that's why like
that
Iran
would be the most American thing ever.
But there was footage of that though, right? Didn't one of the soldiers have a
Team
camera?
6, yeah, they claimed it was.
They made a movie off of it. Like,
but that we don't know if that was for sure Osama though. That could have just been a random. What is he? Iraq? What is he?
I believe Osama's Iranian, but he could be Iraqi.
Yeah, it just could have been a random Sunni.
Iraqi. I want to use the proper word and not the.
But hey, shouts out to the United States of DeKalb County. They saved the world.
Absolutely.
I say that's one thing that I'm concerned about.
Twice. They saved it twice.
Yes, they sure did. All that happened yesterday, just like we got the first Black senator for Georgia and the youngest senator since Biden himself, and he's old as dirt. So, I think yesterday was the first time in a really long time that I felt like I wasn't desensitized to everything that was happening in America. Like it was just, it's disappointing. Georgia had a great day yesterday. That was,
and it was all overshadowed by what happened
immediately.
Did
And
y'all
I
see that
think,
video?
huh?
Y'all see that video of Keisha?
Yes. One more time for the culture.
Yo, she wildin'.
One more time for the culture.
Who let
It
Keisha
felt
do
very
I
fake.
wouldn't expect anything less from a woman named Keisha.
that?
The bottom. Say the whole name so we can get a feel for it.
Bottoms.
My name is
Respect.
Keisha.
With all respect. I feel like she's from the bottom too.
Respectfully, you know what she want.
Rags to riches.
Facts.
So,
Before we close out, I'm gonna say one last thing about this whole thing. We talked about magicians. Christian brought it up earlier. He asked, remember, all of this is just a really good magic trick. So figure out where you need to turn your attention to and turn it from what they want you to look at. That's all I got to say.
That's big fact.
I will say they were not successful in getting the electoral college votes because I'm pretty sure if they got them, they would have burned them. So
They
I
did
just need to know
the process for them confirming Biden.
they did what?
For them to find a stimmy for me. That's all I need. Like, y'all see a stimmy lying around?
Yeah, also from Warnock in there, so we need them 2 thou wow stemos.
They better come up with the money.
But what'd you say, Ashton? They did what?
I was saying that they basically, like, the whole rioting made Congress speed up their process of confirming Biden, and the 11 senators that were supposed to object to confirmation changed their mind and said yes instead of no.
Yeah, they made
what
themselves.
they wanted to do did not happen.
And see,
So
and
wait,
honestly,
they did not confirm him yesterday?
They did.
They did.
They did faster than what they were originally going to do before the riot.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
I honestly, okay.
Before we leave, one last thing I wanted us to talk about.
Say that.
Earlier this week, in Kenosha, they just decided that the officers who shot Jacob Blake would not be charged, as their actions were not, deemed unlawful or incorrect or heinous, which they were. And it's just another example of when these things happen, we shout that we want justice. When these shootings and these police brutalities, police assassinations, thankfully we still have Jacob Blake with us, but his life is forever altered and changed as he's now a paraplegic. And this is one of those situations where the process looked like it was going to lend towards our favor, and once again, we only get so far in our pursuit of justice, and before they stick us the proverbial middle finger and say that our lives don't mean anything and that our bodies don't mean anything. I just wanted, I guess, without beating the dead horse of, saying what we already know and feel, also addressing, like, this is another one of those situations. I felt the same amount of defeat that I felt for this one as I did for Breonna. The only difference was with Breonna, they really acted like they were going to try a lot harder. And so, that made us all feel that hit a lot more because they sat there and acted like they were going to try and then threw us a bone and having charges at all. And the charges was for shooting into the neighbor's apartment. But I felt the same amount of, pain for this one because this is another situation where, as far as I see it, there is no gray area. This man pulled over to try and stop, a fight between people. And he ended up getting 7 shots to the back, I believe it was, because he was entering his vehicle. And I just remember seeing Twitter riddled with, people making excuses. Well, a car is a lethal weapon, and so him entering the car is him, threatening lethal force and yada, yada, yada. But we just seen yesterday people armed and unarmed, all in the Capitol going ballistic, and nothing, nothing to this extreme. And so, how do we feel in regards to not getting, another case, another instance where justice will not be served, and that's confirmed by our system.
I'm honestly not even surprised. Like at this point, when it comes to things like that, I just expect the worst and pray for the best. But when I expect the worst because in every instance that we've seen, we haven't gotten justice. So for me, it's like what is the reason for me to think any that we'll get any different? So I just automatically think that we won't get justice until we actually do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it gets really easy to reach like a pocket of defeat because it's like, of course, ideally, we know that we could get their attention by doing the same exact thing that happened yesterday, but our lives are 1,000 times more at risk if we ever even think about taking it to that extreme. So it's almost like at this point, what else can we do that we haven't already done?
A few minutes ago, Asha was saying that she really felt like for the first time in a while, I had felt like really undesensitized. So like that's a double negative. So that means sensitized. So like she was happy. And honestly, I just can't relate. You know what I mean? As far as like just letting stuff come and like brush off, because to be 100% honest with you, when I saw that, I saw Jacob Blake's name, and for a quick second didn't remember who he was. And I feel like that's simply because of the fact that, one, it does happen very often. I remember there was a point in time where it was like a different name every week. I think like right after Ahmaud and Aubrey, we were getting a new name almost every week, sometimes two in 1 week. And it's really crazy because you try, you hope, you pray, and you see something completely opposite. So, you want better, but then you stop expecting it because you don't get it. So, I'm just gonna continue to hope and pray. But yeah. Hannah?
Yes.
Oh.
Whoa, I totally just lost my mind for a second.
Yes.
You
are you are hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really just like went blank.
We talking about Jacob Blake.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what happened with that situation. If somebody would like to inform me on what happened.
A few months ago, there was a man trying to break up a fight, and as he turned his back to a police officer yelling instructions at him, he opened his door to get in his car. He was shot in the back like 4 or 5 times. Or no, I think I'm underselling it, but he was hit enough to where he became a paraplegic. And today,
weren't his kids in the car too?
Yes, they were. Yeah. But today, recently, the police chief decided not to press charges against or hold any of the officers accountable for what happened. So,
yeah, I think
7 times in the back.
Say
he was shot 7 times in the back.
Yeah, this world is just, I don't know. It's really crazy. It's just sad, honestly. That whole situation, that's really sad too. Did he die?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he said he's a paraplegic.
What does that mean?
He's paralyzed.
In a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
Dang, that sucks. And they didn't get charged for that at all.
No.
Yeah, this world's crazy. That's all I can say about it. At this point, it seems like they make it seem like it's a normal thing now. Like it's just I don't even know.
Yeah. It's once again, it's unfortunate. Our prayers are with Jacob Blake, his kids, his family, and hoping that this news, though it's probably a crazy strike to them, isn't breaking their hearts or tearing them down, and that they can continue to have happy and successful lives with some elements of peace. Hope maybe their personal pursuit of justice won't end. Maybe they'll seek civil, which is a path that can be taken. It's expensive, so who knows? But our prayers, thoughts, and feelings are with them. And you know what I mean? It's been a wild one. We 7 days in, and for the first 7 days, that first week of the new year, we have been hit with the wildness. Weird, because before yesterday, I was like, I think we're just gonna have a really cool, laid back, tame episode. Like, there's not too much happening just in general to really really like take hold in it, be like a subject based episode. It just seems like we're gonna flow and talk. And then I was in the gym looking at the TVs, listening to a podcast, and I said, "Oh, they're protesting." And then I was like, "Why are we protesting? We won." Then I was like, "Oh, they're literally how it happened."
Yeah, saying, "Wait, hold on, this don't add up."
And yeah, from there, became evidently clear, but yeah, we definitely gonna talk about this. But that's our show, you know what I mean? So we going, of course, get the people our names and our social sites and let them know what's up with us. And then we gonna get ready to slide, because y'all know where y'all gonna be able to find us. And that's here in 2 weeks at 7:30. But yeah, I guess I'll start because I'm in the solo layout. You already know what it is. It's your boy Emmanuel Lyons. You want to find me on Instagram. It's the last name, LYONS _ the first name, EMMANUEL _ Lyons _ Emmanuel _ You can find me there. Also follow my music page at The Even Saint. Some big changes coming in that regard. So keep your eyes glued. You know what I mean? You want to find me on Twitter? It's at RIP Lions. You want to find me on Facebook? Just search Saint Even. And once again, I'm plugging my new single, Glory Be to God, featuring Christopher Knox, produced by Christopher Knox, engineered, mixed, and mastered by Christopher Knox. You know what I mean? I just wrote the hook and a verse. But it's still my song because that's somehow how music works. Yeah, the new single, Glory Be to God, out. You know what I mean? Save it. Download it, buy it if you got the money, put it in your playlist, like it, love it, favorite it, and stream it galore. Run them streams up, man. Share it. You know what I mean? On my Instagram, you'll see a post about it. Share that post, share the song with your friends, send the link to your boss, co-workers, baby mamas, bill collectors, babysitters, nieces, aunties, aunts, innocent bystanders, all of that. You know what I mean? We going up. Glory be to God. And that's where you can find me. We out for me. Next person, give your stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So if you didn't see, you can follow me on Instagram at _CB03, on Twitter at Coach_Buck03, I believe. And then on Facebook is my first and last name, Christian Buckmeyer. And I believe that's all of the social media outlets you can follow me on.
Who next?
You can follow me at _skip to my shoe on both Instagram and Twitter. And you can also follow me at it's produced by CK.TVE. So it's that at the bottom, but a dot with a TVE at the end. So yeah.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at
Young go to heaven.
2 S's, and that's it.
I live long enough to be a legend. They gonna know my name.
Hey, that's the last. You can follow me on Instagram at HOT_3, or you can also follow my business page, Hannah's Word of Creation. And you can find my YouTube page, Hannah Lauren, HANNALOREN.
It's more than one way to spell Hannah.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
I'm just messing with you. Why you say business like that dude in that video? You in my business? Why you say business like that?
Don't do that.
See, look at you. Hey man, y'all be safe out there. Biden said it's gonna be a dark winter. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like
coming.
Hey, this from Biden mouth. He said it's gonna be a dark winter. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a cold word.
What is that?
Y'all ask him.
We are not.
All young and go to heaven.
Okay.
He said.
Real quick before we go, follow, our creator and visionary Amber Lyons. You find her at From Pain to Purpose at Nzinga L. And follow the page YSO Podcast on Instagram at YSO Podcast and Twitter YSO_podcast. If you want the merch, you see Andrew's holding up the hoodies. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies. You can hit us up, either DM us on either of those pages or email us at youthspeakoutpodcast@gmail.com. You know where to find us in 2 weeks. What's the date on that? Because I don't know math. 7/14, that's 21. Am I right? Yeah. So you gonna see us here January 21st, Thursday, 7:30. We streaming live from Facebook. We're streaming live from YouTube. You know where to find us. Tell people to come in. We going up. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, stay safe, stay dangerous. You know what I mean? Have a prosperous year and make sure you where the money resides.
Die young and go to heaven, or live long enough to be a legend. They gon' know my name. I thank God, cause I could have been a felon. Instead, I'ma make it off these records. They gon' feeling free as a butterfly. I'm nothing like these other guys. I can't go to sleep until the sun arise. It was dog eat dog and we was puppy size. I can't stop till a Benz is my mother's ride. Cause I seen the most pain in my mother's eyes. They tried to kill us, but we fought back. Thought that my demise and mortality be publicized, but never be a victim to the summertime. I seen me die over conversation, and I heard pastors lie.